So just in case you thought I was clickbaiting in my last video about the best decks for the Ritual Festival, no, I was not. I'm being 100% serious. Gishki is insane. One of the best decks, bar none. I was shocked myself by how powerful this is and how... Like, I just threw the deck together and I expect it to be good, but I didn't expect it to perform this well. So first of all, our opponent's playing Ancient Warriors. We'll just take note of the end board. This Deep Sea Diva right here, this is... So funny story about this. This is not supposed to be in here. Deep Sea Diva is not supposed to be in here, okay? This is supposed to be Bea Tuneful Princess, okay? It was just when I was slapping the deck when I was remaking the deck in the event deck slot thing, I put in Deep Sea Diva when I literally put in the wrong female low-level water monster. Like, I was like, oh yeah, I need to add Bea Tuneful Princess. Tuneful Princess, right? Oh, let's put in Diva. Oh wait, this is not the right card. So anyway, this is our opponent has a negate and a pop with Lubu. I'm calling it Lubu. Sorry, come on. So we're gonna bait out the negate with Death Duster and then, you know, Kaiju Slumber the field. I know. 2 board breakers. What deck this event is gonna survive 2 board breakers? Don't worry, but because the way this OTK happens, I do with a dead card in hand because Deep Sea Diva is not supposed to be here. So you go into Karashi first, and then Necro Mirror away the Kaiju you get, and this is why Slumber is so broken. This Ritual Summoner Monos to revive the Gishki Abyss. You draw 2 cards. You draw a second Gishki Abyss, which is actually really good, which you'll see later. So the Gishki Abyss revives itself to add Gishki Shadow, and then Shadow will add Gishki Aqua Mirror, and then Salvage. Anytime you have Salvage in hand, it's automatically game. This gets you so many resources back. So the Vision lets us add another Neramonis, another any ritual, and then use Aqua Mirror. I'm gonna sack the Shadow to summon the Gishki Neramonis, and fun fact, because I didn't use Gishki Grimness, so we're not actually ritual attack lock, so we can attack with non-ritual monsters. So actually the most direct way to go for game is to just summon back the Gamma Seal for 2200 with the 2-3k attack Neramonis for game. And that is not the only time I've gone for game of Gamma Seal unironically. It's actually a handful of times, which I myself did not even see that synergy coming of Gamma Seal being a water monster that you can revive with just like a shit ton of attack to push for damage. So obviously Gishki Necro Mirror is insane this event, because it just outs literally any monster in the game, non-targeting, non-destruction, and gets you a free ritual summon. So what happens when your opponent doesn't summon a monster? Our opponent lost a die roll, I made them go second, and they just passed with no monster on the field, which is smart. That's what you're supposed to do when your opponent makes you go first this event. So can this deck still OTK? Well, very clearly yes, because you see we drew Salvage again. So Grimness is gonna summon Abyss, and then Abyss is gonna get Vision. And then this is gonna take a while. I played as fast as replay was. I pretty much no-delayed my combo, and it still took a hot minute just because Ritual Slimming takes such a long time. So I'm gonna use both Shadow and Vision to get up Aqua Mirror and Neramonis, then add them black to your hand. This replay demonstrates the proper way to use Gishki Aqua Mirror. This is what you use when your opponent has no monsters, has no more monsters for you to tribute off of Necro Mirror. So Vision adds another ritual, and then we go into Cross Sheep. You always want to ritual summon with Aqua Mirror using another ritual monster as a tribute. And first, let's do the Neramonis chain. Neramonis will revive Abyss, and then Cross Sheep will draw 2, draw Grimness, and discard Rust, and then add back Shadow. And this is why you want to use the ritual monster, because Gishki Aqua Mirror just adds back the ritual monster. You don't lose any resources besides the Aqua Mirror itself, which is why we add Shadow, so you can just add it back. And we're going to use Gishki Aqua Mirror again, and we're going to sack the Neramonis in hand that we drew off the Cross Sheep, summon Zeogigas. And then Aqua Mirror is going to add back the Neramonis, and Aqua Mirror goes back to the deck. And then we're going to use the third Shadow, 3 times using Shadow this turn to add the Gishki Aqua Mirror for the 3rd time. And this is when you go for the OTK, you get sack the Zeogigas for the Neramonis, and then Neramonis will revive the Zeogigas. That's your third Ritual Summon, and I draw a card to flex, and just attack directly. Yeah, I didn't even need the second salvage. I didn't need my opponent to control any monsters. You just one salvage and you just Gishki Alchemir loop your opponent 3 times. And there's your 3 ritual monsters for game. So now, I actually don't open any relevant board breakers this game. And the most common deck you're gonna face is Nouvelles. So, this replay will show that you can push through. You can push through Nouvelles. You can push through the average ritual deck in this event with just engine, without even needing board breakers. Since this deck is filled with just engines, I run all the good Gishki monsters, as many copies as I can, and then the rest is just it's just non-engine, and a lot of it's just to clear a pesky back row and other stuff. But mainly the engine is what I want to see a lot, and the engine is what I want to draw into off cross sheep and stuff like talents. Well, I'm honestly, I still don't quite know how to play Nouvelles properly, so I'm not gonna comment on what my opponent's doing or if this is the correct line. I feel like I've seen my opponent end on a better board than this before, but like, hey, they have a counter trap, so, and now they're gonna ritual summon into Holdos, link that off to Dynamondo. I don't know if Dynamondo is exactly part of their end board, but it works. So our turn, I draw a Gamma Seal, gonna Vision for Neremanas, see if they have any Ash or anything. Almost summon Gishki Abyss, add Gishki Vision. They have a delay, so I just need to bait out the counter trap. That's what I'm playing around. And of course they're gonna trigger their Dynamondo, which is gonna let me, after I add Necromirror, it's gonna let me thrust, and this is what I thrust for most of the time. I just thrust for talents to draw 2 cards. I don't need any of your cards. I don't care about your hand or anything. Or I don't care about your board. I'm just drawing more cards. Then Necromirror away one of their Nouvelles to summon Neremanas and trigger its effect, which I actually didn't have a good target, so whoops. But my opponent has a counter trap obviously, so that's gonna get rid of my Neremanas. Do I still have gas to continue? You bet. Gishki Vision is gonna add Zealgigas. I'm gonna use Aquamir to sack off the Gamma Seal and the Gishki Abyss for Zealgigas. I'm gonna draw a card. Drew Grimness, nice. Bounce back their Nouvelle. Add back Neremanas with Aquamir, and then Shadow will add back the Aquamir. And so this is a funny line. It took me a while to realize this. I can use Aquamir to ritual summon Neremanas. Neremanas is going to revive back the Gamma Seal that I used for the first ritual summon. So fun fact, Grimness, Shadow, and Vision in a pinch, they can all be used as the entire tribute requirement for a ritual summon. So the drawing into the Grimness let me use the Grimness for the Neremanas summon, and the Neremanas brought back the Gamma Seal once again for game. And this time I absolutely need a Gamma Seal in order to game them, guaranteed. So yeah, not bad. I think you should be able to break through most Nouvelle boards with this deck. Well, at first I wanted to make fun of what my opponent was playing, but low key they cooked, and this is one of the best boards I faced in the event. So they started with Grimness into Abyss, you know, okay, it's fairly standard. Going first Gishki, and you're gonna do their Gishki stuff at the Aquamir, and then Vision at the Neremanas, and then you're gonna Aquamir, sack the Grimness, which is kind of weird, but I'm pretty sure they have another Ritual in hand. And Neremanas gonna revive the Grimness. I don't know why they did that, and then they use Magician Soul, send OG Dark Magician. Keep this in mind. OG Dark Magician. I checked the deck. They run Illusion of Chaos. They just want to run Dark Magician in their deck for fun too. So there's the souls. Pitch a MIKANKO spell. So we're on MIKANKO, Magician Shows, Dark Magician, Gishki. So here comes the cross sheep. Here comes the Spright starter. Okay, so our opponent's actually on Gishki, MIKANKO, Spright, with a Souls package that includes the original Dark Magician. And they're gonna draw 2 and discard 2. So this is their board. They have 1 negate and carrot and 2 negates and Naramanas with 4 defensive monsters to make it hard to kill them, right? So seems pretty good. The unfortunate part is I drew my board breaker half of my deck, so this carrot is gonna get baited out by the lightning storm, and then I'm gonna triple Tiger's Talons, take the Naramanas, and I wish my opponent would have let me kept going, bro. I was gonna go ham. I was gonna go. I might not have killed them, but I was gonna summon a bunch of Naramanas on my side the turn, and I was gonna clear their board and put them on no follow up. And depending on what I draw off the cross sheep, might have even gone further than that. But yeah, they low key cooked there. It's and unfortunately they faced going second deck. Now that was a nice break playing against Gishki, but of course now we're gonna go back to playing against Nouvelles, obviously. Except they're playing a real Nouvelle deck. They ain't got a loner. I see the shiny cardboard, or I see the shiny digital cardboard, whatever that means. I see the Herald. I see the sending of Herald of the Arclight, and yeah, I'm just gonna let them cook because I'm not gonna be able to. If I can't even explain the loner, I'm not gonna be explaining what they're doing with their build. Cyber Boutique Angel, what the hell is that? Add the big dude. Add Cyber Angel Benton. I see what that's there for. Add more 7 cards in hand. 7 cards in hand. Tribute the Benton for. I'm not even gonna. I can't speak French. And add another Benton. Add the field spell. Add the counter trap. And then cycle back the Hungry Burger. Draw a card. Give me that Fusion Pendulum. And they're gonna ritual into another. They're gonna ritual into Perdos, Poldis, into Dino Mondo. People love ending on Dino Mondo, and Dino Mondo has just not worked out for my opponents whenever whenever that's been summoned on their field. For probably this exact reason. So I'm gonna Gamma Seal their ritual, then normal summon Beautiful Princess, and then Dino Mondo's gonna revive back their ritual. But the problem is, I don't know how to play this deck, but I can read cards, and what this says is, if this is a quick effect if this card was special summoned by defect of a Nouvelles monster. Well, it was not special summoned by defect of a Nouvelle monster, it was special summoned by defect of Dino Mondo, so yeah, I don't know why people keep going for the Dino Mondo line, linking this off when it doesn't even get them a quick effect, but alas. So Grun is going to get Abyss, and that's going to trigger, my Talons is already live, so I'm going to grab Necromir, then I'm gonna draw 2. I don't care about their field, and draw into 2 board breakers, which is a little crusty. Not gonna lie, I was hoping for some more engine there, but it's fine because we'll Necromir out the Naramanas first, and hope to draw into something. You can always make Naramanas chain link 1, so it doesn't make the Abyss miss timing. Draw 2 more board breakers, just excellent. Just 4 draws. I drew 0 engine, just 4 board breakers. So this means I'm probably not going to be able to kill them. But I did draw a Duster, and because they don't control a Nouvelle monster anymore, that counter trap is not live. So I'm just going to enter battle phase, and I have a 1 negate and a dream. As long as I don't die, I'm fine. And our opponent's going to... Honestly, I saw them add 2 cards, and I'm like, I'm negating that. If you can kill me through a normal summon being negated, go ahead. And they honestly, this was the most interesting line I've seen all day. So they send my cross sheep to the grave to summon Hungry Burger from their then they're gonna tribute off my Abyss and then make them gain attack, and oh no, they're 200 short. That's a shame. It's a real shame. They didn't even. I mean, they were dead, yes, but they didn't even let me get to my turn. They just they saw it coming. All right, so this was my longest duel of the event so far. And you might be thinking, how? This hand is broken. This is literally everything you want. Well, board breaker plus 4 engine. Isn't this just OTK? Well, yeah, my opponent's hand was actually pretty above average itself. Again, I'm not gonna comment on the Nouvelles combo. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure they could have done something slightly better, but it's not. I mean, they put up a better fight than most Nouvelles pilots. I'll say that. And yeah, here comes the level 5. That's what I'm gonna refer to. That the field spell. The field spell adds a counter trap, and then cycle 2 and set 2. Yeah, so this is like 2.5 interruptions if you count both these monsters as like half an interruption, because that's basically what they are. And I'm gonna interrupt the Kaiju Slumber, which is gonna get met by the counter trap. So, by the way, Kaiju Slumber, MVP of this game so far. I'm gonna still Gamma Seal their level 5, then normal summon Abyss, which is gonna get Imperm. So nice, they add Imperm level 5 and the counter trap, which is pretty good setup. That's gonna stop me. Since but my hand now can't do anything. I have no way to get a level, no way to get a low attack monster grave. And they're gonna cycle back Honky Burger. Fortunately, they seem to be running out of gas too, since they used up their interruptions. And they're gonna set a card and put back 2 cards and draw another card. So they have the grind game so far, and we taught like another slumber. So I'm gonna slumber add the Come Among Us, activate slumber, and they just hard drew the second counter trap. You know, sometimes they're just better than you. You gotta make up for the skill difference somewhere. Now I'm gonna special summon Come Among Us and attack over Gamma Seal. And now they're gonna, maybe that was a mistake. Maybe I shouldn't have given them an attack target. Because now they're gonna use God, I cannot pronounce these cards' names. New Boise Lacarte. Yeah, field spell, and they just, yeah, they apparently can't out Red Eyes Black Dragon, so that's good to know. And now I'm gonna use Interrupted Kaiju Slumber again. This Interrupted Kaiju Slumber has traded with 2 counter traps and added me like through 2 Kaijus to hand. It's like insane the value I just got out of this, and they're gonna ritual summon pretty prematurely, I think. I don't know why they did that, knowing that I'm gonna just add another Kaiju to hand. And that was 1 interruption, so now they're just gonna die. You know, now Salvage is live. Once Salvage gets live, the game is over. Once I resolve Salvage, it's absolutely over. So Abyss, add Vision, add Neramanus, then Shadow, add 3rd Necromir, because you know, I gotta use it somehow. Let's get Zilgigas effect, draw a Grimness bounce a card that doesn't really matter. I just want to link it off in the cross sheet. Use Gishki Alchemist to special summon Neramanus. Effect special back Grimness and cross sheet draw 2. Nice, draw into Vision. Then Grimness is gonna summon Abyss is gonna get Shadow, and then Vision is gonna get Neramanus, and then Alchemist is gonna go back and add Zilgigas to hand. Nice. Now Shadow's gonna add back the Alchemist. How many times have you seen me put back Alchemist just to add it back with Shadow and do the same thing again? Now Neramanus, revive Gishki Abyss again, Abyss effect, add Shadow, Alchemist, add back Zilgigas. This loop is unethical. Add back Alchemist for the 3rd time, and then just use Grimness as an entire tribute now that we have 3 rituals on the field. Just game. All I need is a single turn of not getting interrupted, or like not getting interrupted multiple times, and it's just over. And here's just a quick glance at the deck list. As you can see, I don't even own 3 Focused Aquamirror. That's why I have 3 Beautiful Princes in here, just to summon out the Grimness, just as more starters. Like, if you have more Focused Aquamirrors, you would run them. This is the best card in the deck. Insanely broken. Not, by the way, the add effect, this is a Rhoda that's not once per turn. The once per turn is a part of the card is the setting an Aquamirror, which is like, you know, the arguably, not arguably, it is definitely the less important part of the effect. So yeah, Blind Second is a bunch of board breakers. The most important board breaker is Feather Duster. Honestly, there's no board this event, aside from one deck exactly, which is Drytron Turn Skip, which is one I don't think it's not very common. I haven't really faced one yet, and two, that I don't think the Turn Skip itself is that consistent with the limited Drytron names. But you know, your results based on your opponent's select may vary. And yeah, it's mainly the back row you want to get rid of, like stuff that like by setting called by and imperm and lose one turn. By the way, I lost quite a few, more than just one turn against Yosenju like one time because of that card. But the monsters you're gonna face, primarily they can just be outed by pitch Shadow, add Necro Mirror, activate Necro Mirror. Boom, your monster's gone, your Chaos Max is gone, your Huli equipped with anything is gone. Your Herald is not gone. But you know, we do have Kaijus as well. Also, Zeogiga's removal is non-targeting, so it also deals with everything. Your opponent's just not gonna have a board after your turn. And I don't even run like Called By or anti-Ash stuff. Ash is great. I welcome Ash. You know, Ash just trades with one card of mine. And you can easily just OTK through one Ash. In fact, a lot of times I will interrupt the Kaiju Slumber and hope they Ash it. Because their board is not threatening enough that I can't deal with it just with Engine. And if they Ash my Slumber, then I have all gas left, and they're gonna die from that as well. And if they Ash me, that turns on my Thrust package, which is inconsistent for sure. But if they do have an interruption for me, then Thrust into Tactics into Pot of Greed is usually enough to seal the deal. Yeah, then way you're drawing 4 cards, and you're plus whatever you draw into off Zeogigas. If you don't already have good revives for Neramanus, which, you know, anytime you draw in the salvage, it's automatically game. There's like so many cards in here when you draw, it's like automatically game. Yeah, if you want more explanations and even more example combos of how to play this deck, go check out the video where I featured this in the best decks for Ritual Festival. And if you don't quite have as many URs to build this deck, then look at my suggestions for budget builds for this festival that also not only get you dense, but fulfill the Ritual something mission requirements as well.